Ukraine's fast-track bid to join the EU in the face of Russian bombardment has been slapped down by European leaders blaming bureaucratic red tape. Despite the 27 leaders gathering in France's opulent Versailles Palace today to discuss the Russian invasion, Ukraine's membership is not on the table for the talks. France and the Netherlands are leading the calls against Ukraine joining the club, while Poland and other eastern countries more at risk of Russian invasions are pushing for a quick approval. French European Affairs Minister Clement Beaune told France Inter Radio, "It will take time." He added the membership bid is not for tomorrow. Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte also pushed back Ukraine's accession to the bloc, saying, "This will not happen in the short term, because this is a whole process taking many years." It comes despite Ukraine imploring the EU for membership, with Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba saying, this step would provide an enormous injection of hope to the Ukrainian people. In these dark times, we need this hope more than ever. Leaders of the EU, it is your turn to make history. Another key deterrent to a hasty decision is the specific EU treaty clause that if a member falls victim to armed aggression, the other EU countries have an obligation to aid and assist it by all the means in their power. The chance of all member states agreeing to admit Ukraine while it is at war with Russia is virtually zero, as it could trigger conflict with Moscow, said Luigi Scazzieri, a senior research fellow at the Center for European Reform. Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo said Europe was facing its own 9/11, a reference to the 2001 Al-Qaeda attacks on the United States that triggered a Washington-led invasion of Afghanistan and years of a so-called international war on terror. "We are not taking part, but it is on our doorstep," De Croo told the Le Soir Daily, referring to Russia's assault on Ukraine. September 11th was a decisive moment in the United States. This war in Ukraine is Europe's 9/11. The EU has slapped sanctions of unprecedented severity on Russia for invading its neighbor, including cutting 7 Russian banks from the SWIFT transaction system, targeting Moscow ally Belarus and blacklisting Russian state officials and billionaire oligarchs close to the Kremlin. Russia's war of aggression constitutes a tectonic shift in European history, EU leaders were expected to say in a joint statement, adding the invasion confronted them with growing instability, strategic competition and security threats. The EU still pays hundreds of millions of US dollars every day to Russia, its biggest energy supplier, for more than 40% of its natural gas, more than a quarter of oil imports and almost half of its coal. While the United States has already cut Russian oil imports, the case for the EU is more complicated, expensive and politically sensitive as it fears further big jumps in energy and food prices. EU leaders disagree on the deadline for jettisoning Russian energy sources because national dependency differs, with Germany, Italy, Hungary, Austria the most exposed. Russia hawks in the EU, including Poland and Lithuania, both once under Soviet domination from Moscow, want to punish Putin harder and say the West should be ready to bear the price of retaliation. But Germany, France and some Western EU states want to keep on doing business. Ukraine is a former Soviet republic that now wants to join the EU and NATO. That is anathema to Moscow, where Putin launched what he calls a special military operation to derail Ukraine's drive for deeper integration with Western democracies. Russian forces have bombarded Ukrainian cities and sent 2 million refugees fleeing into the EU. Kyiv has appealed for more Western help beyond economic sanctions and some arms supplies. But, wary of the economic hit as well as being dragged directly into the war, the EU is more likely to offer words of moral support to Ukraine as it looks inwards to get ready for years of worsening confrontation with Russia.